started out with a couple players missing, one player not feeling so great, and then a couple of players being generally ambivalent. So we hung out and chatted for a while, and over the next 40 odd minutes, everyone showed up, and we decided to play. And then my players rationalized doing the exact opposite thing of what they told me they were going to do in the previous session, which meant I didn't have a map. So we talked about it, and we decided the best answer was to pause the game at that point. I'd put the map together because it's going to be a possibly, well, one of two things is going to happen. It's either going to be an absolute turkey shoot, or it's going to be an absolute bloody siege, and it largely is going to come down to what the dice have to say about the whole thing. So in either case, I need a map to represent what the hell's going on. The group decided, the players themselves said that this is just not a good group for doing Theater of the Mind with. They're a bunch of chaos goblins. So the idea is I'm going to put a map together for what is going to be the world's messiest rugby match involving automatic weapons. We're gonna go ahead and see how it goes. So right beside me here, that is the map I'm starting to work on. And that's what I'm going to be working on for the next couple of hours of the live stream. So thanks for coming along with me. And if you catch this later on in the VOD, thank you as well. Appreciate it. Let's get to it. All right, let's get some music jamming here first, because you know me and my tunes. Let's turn the screamy thing down first. Stellar. There we go. Decent groove. Shouldn't be too loud for y'all in the audience. There we go. A little less intrusive in the headphones. So let me pop this out a bit. So it's a fairly substantial map area because there's a monk, and the plan is have the monk run forward, yell booga booga booga, at a platoon worth of gnolls, and then run away, having the gnolls, who are arguably as fast as he is, depending on circumstances, chase him back into the ambush that the group sets up. So I basically am, I need a fairly long map to give the monk plenty of time to do what they're doing, and other things. Because no plan survives contact with the enemy. That is sort of a rule. So what I've done is I've divided the map into a few areas, right? So I've got this outside line you can see, and that is that's the out of bounds line. It's there as a buffer. I'm not going to put anything interesting there. It's literally just space to be occupied, and it means that the players will start north of that point, and the gnolls have to be south of that point. It gives some depth to the map to avoid me building right up against the edge and causing other problems. So, the gnoll camp is going to be down in this area, and you can see that line across there. So it gives depth to the map, lending the idea that there's more to the world. And you get the same effect on the sides. I've got the middle mark, left to right, as well as vertical. And then I've got a not quite 1/3 mark here and a not quite 1/3 mark there. And so this is where, the idea is to define the neutral zone of the map is this area in between these two marks. And then, like I say, the players will be starting back in this area, and they can and then based on the terrain, they can decide what they're going to do. So I gave them a verbal description of the circumstances, so they've got an idea what the place looks like. Now it's just a matter of them, when they see the map, deciding, how does this fit in the bigger picture? So now what I'm going to do, I need to work on, so I've got, the initial pass on the gnolls done. This is, where they're going to be hanging out. I need to get, the the player area figured out, right? And then I'll work on the in-between zone. So we're going to be looking at this part of the map for now. Now, one of the things I have told the players is that this is the other side of a ridge. So I know that this needs to be a peak of some kind, and this is going to be a ridge of some kind as well. So let's take a look at my terrain brush. I got terrain grass, dark dirt. We're going to replace this one. See what we got for interesting stuff here. What I want to do... I should probably go... Alright, I'm actually going to not do this. What I want to do is replace the terrain grass. That's the first thing. That's too bright. I like a darker base color. Lush grass, grass dry. Right, and then what I like to do is sort of stack my colors on top of a darker green. That's not terrible. Completely changes the tenor of the map, though, right? The problem is it's okay, right? But what I want to do is go see if the FA've got a better grass. I wish you could search this. It's probably one of the biggest problems with the terrain selection is there's... Can I control F? No, I can't. Right. So I've got clovers. I could do that. But that's more of a... That texture is much more of a grasslands, farmlands kind of texture, right? We've got a variety of dirt colors there. Variety of stone patterns. Forest leaves. Okay, we could work with that. Forest floor. Okay. We could go in... That's rough grass. Yeah, okay. We could work with that. We'll go with a darker color here. Right. We go with that. Now that's a fairly detailed texture, right? You can zoom in pretty hard on that, but that's okay. Then I want to come up here and let's find myself a slightly less rough. All right. So the first thing I want to do, we're going to crank our brush size fairly big. Oh, I hit the wrong button. That's A3. Yeah, cool. Oop, nope, don't do that. Terrain brush. I want that one. There we go. And you can see it's a pretty subtle... I'm just going to wiggle back and forth along this line. Right, and we'll do it again. There we go. So you can see here there's a bit of a transition, but... Yeah, I don't like it. It's, okay, we're going to go back here. We're going to do this. I'm going to go to Lost Lands and Castles. We're going to go with that dry grass as a much more simple texture, which is going to make this color, which is going to make the more detailed texture pop. There we go. That's better. And then I'm good. Oh, no, don't do that. Wrong one. And I'm going to come up here a bit and broaden this up a bit. Right, there we go. I'm going to dip my brush intensity down a bit. And then I'm going to grab Here we go again. There we go, grass. Grassy dirt. They got a lot of options here, right? And then we're going to go with maybe the lighter grassy dirt. We're going to cut our size down substantially. And again, we're just going to wiggle back and forth across this line. And then we're a little bit of retouch to... There we go, right? It's pretty obvious that's a what it is. So we've got our... There's our slope. And then I'm going to go here. Oh, turn that off. Go here, terrain rocky. And then what I'm going to do is grab maybe that one. We're going to drop our size down again. Right, we'll just slowly sketch out what our ridge line looks like. There we go. And then we're gonna brush in a bit here, add some depth. Right. There we go. That gives a bit of a right feel, I think. Now we repeat the process. We're going to go here, crank this all the way back up. And again, we're just going to do our... Now, this case, we want to keep our zigzag line, sort of not going above that second bar. So that's where we'll be. Right. We'll come back here again. We'll drag that down a bit, and we'll drag this down a bit. Go into grassy dirt. We're going to cut this in half. Right. All right. Go. And then we'll cut this in half again. Winds up kind of looking road-like, but it can't be helped. We're going to just wiggle this back and forth a bunch. All right. Okay. Let's hit save on that. Okay. So now I need to dress this up a bit. We're going to go get our object tool. And we're going to go in here and type in cliff. Oh, it's the path tool I want. Right, you get some ideas here, but this isn't what I want. It's the path tool I want. Just click that out. Right. Got all kinds of great stuff in here. The problem is most of it's fairly dramatic. If I type in contour, I don't suppose they've got that, do they? No. Slope. Ah, they do have slope. Much better. All right, very good. So now what I can do, let's see which way this plays. Yeah, no, okay, it is, yeah, that's correct. Mostly I'm just using this as a contour line, right? So that's not too obnoxious. You know, it digs in, it gives the right sense, I think. We're going to come back the other way with it. Don't worry too much about that wall. It'll be removed. That's my dividing line, right? I just used wall pieces because it's the thing that's easiest to do and is most visible. So those can be, you know, removed after the map is a little bit closer to done and I have my areas defined a bit better. All right. So, yeah, there we go. That stands in pretty well. And we'll do the same thing over here. Alright, this is going pretty well. Oh, forgot to push a button. There we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, okay. I'm still drawing here. Good. There we go. So that gives us that, and then we'll just come back the other way. Actually, I think I'm going to leave it. Yep, we'll do that. All right. So now I can get, okay, you know what? I think I'm just going to ditch these out of here now. I've got the important stuff done. Right. The players will be beginning back around. Okay, so yeah, I don't need these anymore. All right. And likewise, don't need this. I'm going to leave that box until the very end because that is, like I say, that's the edge of my playing field. Okay. So now, let's go Boulder. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. That's plenty, right? And we're going to go from a scale of 0.77 to 0.133. Right? We go. And we're just going to dot some rocks around this midfield area. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go all the way to 2. So we'll just wander along this edge here. And we'll... So... that. And then we're going to do the same thing again, but sort of along the river basin. I probably need a couple more like that up here, too. So now, oops, not what I wanted. So I'm looking for some slightly gray tone. That's sandstone. Slate. That's a kind of a darkish gray. That's a blue slate. Yeah, it's way dark. Okay. That's too dark. Let's, kind of like that blue. Let's grab a few of these. Yep, there we go. And we're just gonna dot the river here. Right. There we go. Problems with these ones is they're all kind of the wrong shape for what I want, but drop that one there. I think my scale is too big as well. Yeah, I don't, let's... River Rock. Yeah, let's just cut this scale down. That's probably fine. Let's try that and see how it goes. I think that's working. Yeah, I think the problem was scale before. I think we're just too big. This is feeling a bit better visually. Don't like that one. Okay. Bit messy, but that's actually sort of the effect I'm looking for, is the idea of a bit of a tumble field, right? So that's cool. It's much better. All right. Now, I think it's time for trees. So let's do that. Tree. That's not really what I mean. Yeah, this is more what I'm looking for. So we want... those... those... and we'll grab one of each. That's just a stump. There we go. All right. And now, keeping in mind that one of these squares is 5 feet, that's a pretty damn big tree, right? So, you know, these are 10-foot diameter, 3-meter diameter trees. That seems a bit much, for an average. So I think we're going to drop this down to 0.55 and set this to 0.88. Yeah, that feels better. So we'll work with that. And we'll start dotting trees in. Yeah. Go. All right. Okay. It's a forest. There should be a fair amount of trees. And even at that, there really isn't. You know, if you're used to Canadian, anywhere, there's huge gaps between these trees on this map, whereas, I've literally walked through forests where it was just tree trunks every width of your shoulder kind of thing, right? All right. So that's that. Now we're gonna dump this and shadow. Free shadow. No. Okay, yeah. You can see what's right. Okay. So now here, back to the top of the map. Now here, we're going to double these numbers. So this is going to be 0.88. And this is going to be 1.66. We'll even go 177. Let's see how that looks. That. Okay. That's a 50-foot spread on a tree. Yeah, okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, okay, that's not unreasonable. Right. Is that going to be impenetrable visually? What I might wind up doing is just putting the, you know, the implicit trees, the smaller trunks, not worrying too much about covering them. I think that might wind up being how I deal with some of this. Because otherwise, yeah. Right? Okay, this is just going to start driving me silly if I keep doing it this way, so we're just going to skip trees as we find ones that don't fit. Yeah, quite some monsters in this forest, apparently. Non-trivially sized, we'll use that phrase. But that's going to be great. And it just adds to the ambiance. This is kind of relaxing in its own way, just kind of wobbling along, picking spots to plant. You know, where is this artwork going to have the best impact, right? You know, there's always going to be the point of enough where you can just look at it and say, yeah, I've still got a few stumps that officially don't have, the canopy attached to them, but, you know, that's enough. It gets the eye, it gets the impression across properly. And that's really the most important point. Is you want immersion, don't want submersion, right? You don't want to drown your players to the point where the map becomes inconvenient versus an addition to the game. And the other thing too is, tree canopies are not perfect. There are gaps. Trees suffer from what's called crown shyness, where they won't touch each other, which is interesting. Trees do not sort of grow intertwined. They grow as close to each other as they can, but then stop without getting each other's branches tangled up in each other, which I think is interesting. And yeah, the scientific term for it is crown shyness. And it's just very interesting behavior. So a little bit of, light filtering down, just, that's normal. Right. Yeah, we're making good progress here, I think. I'll go there. Zoom out a bit so we can see a bit more of the forest for the trees. Yeah, we're getting to the scroll through part of the discussion here. I just need particular sizes to fill in the obvious holes. Mostly at this point, what I don't want is this, right? Where there's a tree that's obviously not casting a shadow. That's now what I'm hunting down. Like here, right? There. Overall, I think we're good. I'm just scrolling around looking for any obvious offenders, you know, like that one. And these two down here, of course. There we go. And here. There. That will do. And okay. I think that's pretty good. Let's zoom out and take a look at that. Oh yeah, that is definitely a forest. Oh, missed a few up here. I'm okay with that. Okay, I think we're good. Let's hit save on that. Okay. Wow, it's streaming for an hour already. Okay. I mean, now I just want to look for temple. All kinds of magical effects. All right, let's rubble might do it. Yeah, we could do that. What's this? Glass. Interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's get rid of you. Delete. And then we'll do it. Oops. Oh, fuck off. Really? There. All right, let's save that. And then I'm going to take a brief break, go refill my my drink mug, and I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. So the idea, what I'm going to do with this spot here, is I'm going to put in a ruins. Something that's just going to be completely like a what the huh moment. And we'll give that to the players as an open spot, something that'll attract the eye and possibly raise some questions. So that'll be interesting. Okay. So now we're going to go up here. And what I want is some seriously busted up looking stone. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then we'll turn snapping on. Oh, interesting. The path sits on top of it. Well. All right. Can I go... All right, let's... Because obviously enough, I don't want to be interfering with that path. Well, I could move it down the slope. Or... I mean, I don't want to have to redo that path, is the problem. Oop, no. Okay, so I can't even get it that path. Alright, let's path tool. Edit points. Okay, can I delete you? I can. No, I can't. So what I would wind up doing is having to redo... I can't... There's no way to break that at this location. Can I... Okay. Well, maybe I'm not going to do that. That's kind of unfortunate. I mean, I've got a way around the problem, but it's just a pain in the backside, right? Because what I can do is go here. level settings, create a level, Temple Ruins. And there we go. Oh, that doesn't do what I... Okay, that doesn't do what I want. So, never mind. Nope. Um... So, I'll have to do this with objects. Alright, well, let's see what we have for options. Just scrolling through my tag list here for... Okay, that's got some potential. We can possibly work with that. Or broken pillars, that's got some... Yeah, we can work with that. Rubble pieces. Here we go. Okay. Interesting. Oh, nice. Pre-done. Ready to go. Yeah, that's nice. Bunch of ready to go bits and pieces for, you know, whatever use. That's kind of cool. Very nice, like that. And then stuff for around a work site. Very cool. There's so much. Oh my gosh. So much good stuff. All right. Hmm. Yeah. Don't like that art style, unfortunately. Okay. So let's go back. There's platforms, I think it was. Glassware. Fountains. Dwarven platforms. There we go. Interesting. Okay, let's use the Dwarven platforms. Let's get a good looking one here. Yeah, well. That works, I think. Metal, slate, metal, and brass. We can work with that for sure. Now, we're going to turn snap on. Let's see what we can do with this. Okay, how big is that before I go any further? $16 squares. So 25. Okay. So let's go. And we'll do one row of 3 here. I think that'll do. And we grab this and we sit it right in the middle. All right. Let's save that. Okay. Now we can... Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. Um... Hmm. Wow. I think we're not going to use the scatter tool for that. We can go with that, however. That looks pretty good. There. That looks suitably dwarven, I think. Let's save that. Now, let's object tool again. What I'm going to do is build a working temple, as it were, and then break it. I think it's going to be the best way to do this. Hmm. There. I think that looks okay. Yeah, we just need some rubble. Right. That's kind of cool. Don't want the scatter tool, want the... Yeah, there we go. Had the wrong thing picked. That's not going to help me. Yeah, it should be 60. Now, if I say under, what happens? Yeah, it goes... Yeah, it goes to the back. That's... Yeah. Hmm. Well... Okay, so that's not going to be a thing. a little bit of that. Oh, cool. Modular cave systems. Well, damn. That's cool. Hmm. I'll have to play with that. I don't know. It's not the right answer. I don't think it's the right answer. I think that the better answer... I wish you could search the... Yeah, okay. And we'll go branch. No, I'm on the wrong tool. All right, and then we're going to go, 1 to 3 is okay. There we go. Bit of a mess. Logs. 3 is too big. Let's bring that down to 2.22. All right, that's pretty good, I think. And then rubble. Yeah, we can work with that, right? All right, let's there. That, I think, is gonna get it done. What do you think? I think we're doing okay. I do need to add a bit more stuff up here. Camp. Yeah, that's no good. All right, well, let's do it the hard way. Nothing quite says Knowles like chewed piles of bones everywhere, right? There. Start with that. In this case, this is going to be pretty 0.88 to 1.1. Nope. There, so we'll... a few bedrolls thrown around the place, right? What else? And these will just all be 1 and 1. And this is going to be 0.88 to 1.22 again. There. That'll do that okay. Yeah. All right. And we're going to grab, or just rearrange this a little bit. There we go. All right, let's see what else we've got here. Come on now. Scatter tool. Okay. Just kind of browsing through the list of what I've got available here, looking for stuff to add on to this. Oh, water grass. Water plants. Well, well, well. Certainly should have some of these. Yep. And we'll grab the blue ones just because... What? And then here, we're going to go back to our usual numbers of 0.88 and 1.22. And there we are. Right, that's going to look okay. We'll scoot down and we'll go with the purple lily pads and we'll decorate around that. And I'm going to set that below or under. right? And then we're gonna go like that. And then back up here, and we're gonna grab the red ones for something different. Oop. These need to be over. There we go. Right. That adds a little bit of vibe. All right, I like that. We'll just do this. There. A little bit of more of... Save that. Okay, so... We'll want the object tool for that. And we'll grab... And we'll say below... Right. That goes there. There we go. There we go. Smelting stuff. I'm just kind of glancing around through what else there might be here. Okay, definitely want some sacks. We'll just go with... And that's, yeah. There we go. So we'll... There we go. That will raise some questions. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother. Oh, nice. So depending, you use different color depending what the material is, right? Okay, interesting. Don't think I'm gonna bother though. Vines. There we go. That's got some value. Let's go back to our temple-y thing. And do that. Hmm. I don't think this is the right way to do this. Let's do this a slightly different way. And we're going to be over. Here. No, I think that's good enough. All right, so how are we doing here? Okay, just took 2 hours. Now, I think it's enough visual noise. So let's clean this up. Right. This could be tricky. There. Nope. Missed. Just a little chunk here. There. We good? All right. I think that's enough to get the point across. The last thing to do is turn the grid off. Well, come down here and draw my obligatory 5-foot wall. That's my key fix. That lets me set my squares up, right? There. And the players all know roughly to ignore that. And then what I'm gonna do, last thing, is here. And then we're gonna grab you and drag you down there. There. And we'll get rid of a couple more trees. Basically create a little clearing as the obvious start spot for the players, right? There. Okay. That's everything I need. So now, we're going to export this. don't want the grid on. Okay. And export. See what we get. Fingers crossed this works. Are we back? We're back. Awesome. There it is. Let's open this. And let's 22 megs, a little chunky. Let's go to 100%. Oh, wow. Oh, that's amazing. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can definitely work with this. Okay, very cool. Close this. Hit the save button one more time, and that's closable. All right. New tab. So. Okay, well, we don't care. Let's go to our scenes, campaign, adventures, season 1, and let's create a new scene. Okay. Gonna be a bit of a brute. It's gonna take a minute to upload here. Oh, no, we're still chewing here. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, let's see what we got. Yep, that looks right. Perfect. Okay. So now we can get down to the work at hand. Because there's a lot of work left to do. Um... I'm obviously gonna have to go with something a bit brighter. Let's see how jarring that winds up. That's not terrible, actually. Certainly shows up a bit better. All right. Next, walls, terrain, and here's a... There we go. Copy. And this is a long process. I use the same size obscurement for all of them, on the idea that smaller trees, a thinner tree is just going to be shorter, which means its branches will be closer to the ground, which will cause just as much obstruction in terms of movement and visibility. So I use the same diameter. The only one is I worry about tweaking is if the tree trunk is notably bigger than the obscurement. Then I'll adjust it. And I mean, obviously, close counts. I'm looking for I'm looking for a vibe, not tactical precision, right? Once the players have seen this map, by the way, I will be uploading it to my Patreon. Anybody who's interested in having access to it. All right. A little bit time consuming, but yeah, substantial immersion. Again, the objection is immersion, not submersion. I'll do the rocks on another pass, just because those all have to be essentially customed. A lot of trees. Funny that for a forest. Unless you're really enjoying watching me doing this, this is probably a really good argument for, you know, hooking up to someone's Patreon and just purchasing pre-done maps for Foundry, because I get a kick out of doing this. If you don't, it's a lot of time. It really is. I get a kick out of making the art and then getting to show it to my players and getting that that dopamine hit from them ooh-ahing. And so for me, 3 hours on map prep is totally reasonable. it's 3 to 6 hours for me to do a map, right? I consider that perfectly reasonable. It's completely worth it to me. But yeah, there's certainly going to be a lot of people for whom this is just more work of being a GM than they want to put into it, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I'm a zealot. You don't have to be. Damn, that looks good. Really pleased with how the Dwarven Temple came out. So, if we've gone by the Dwarven Temple, that's about the 1/3 mark on the map. Yeah. That's trash. Don't do that. All right. So you can see there, that's an example of a tree where I missed a canopy, but it doesn't really stick out too badly because it's under another canopy. You do get, yeah, there is sort of this point of diminishing returns on that stuff. And you can see here how dark it's gotten, right? And that's cool. It lends a lot of texture, but also, you know, kind of completely obscures the map under it. So again, immersion, not submersion. Okay, rocks, as I said, we'll do in another pass. This area will go quickly because the gnolls have largely chopped down everything worth talking about. Yeah, you can see here it's very difficult to even see the tree trunks, right? So that's not as valuable as, yeah, it looks cool to be that overgrown, but at the same token, it actually, in its own way, is taking away from the artwork. So that's a lesson learned. I think I got them all. Okay. So that's a thing, right? Now, down to the bottom of the map and work our way up again, looking for notable boulders. Notable is going to be something, about this size. This I'm not going to worry about. That's just literally it's a tree with a different shape. This, on the other hand, will take the time to... Right. There. Same thing. We're just going to treat this one here as a boulder. Sorry, as a glorified tree. And this one we'll map the outline on. Okay, that's just annoying. So what I do is I work just a little bit in from the edge on a large boulder to give basically the player the ability to mechanically position their token right against it. But, you can't, but, without talking to the GM, there's no climbing up or whatever, right? Right. And just for value's sake here, let's click out of here. So there we go. Where's our clearing? That's this here. Let's go get the party. And then we have our pets and familiars. Why? I must have done this as an NPC, but yeah, there we go. All right, so that's why it does that. Okay. That's weird. Well, so yeah, the summoning tool works, but it just keeps generating the weird name on it. Okay, that's fine. We'll just fix that. And that's friendly, right? Likewise, Pixie is friendly. There we go. Okay, so I need to click and then target. Oh, this isn't set mountable. Rideable, rather. Yeah, token is rideable. There we go. Okay, target token. Here we go, Alien. Okay, so yeah, and then Pixie is just going to be following along. We're fine with that. There we are. Okay, so now if I zoom out and I select the party, this is what they see. Right? Now, what I'm going to do is grab the lot of them and run them over to here. A little bit of stutter there, but that's okay. Lot going on, right? We'll move them over here. Right, so they have seen all of that. And now we'll bring them back over here. That resets our fog. That gets our fog of war set up the way we would like. There we are. right? And that is why I like to fuss with the trees and everything else, because of this, you know, it creates a lot of tension at the table, honestly. You know, when you're not quite sure what's hiding behind the next rock. Alright, let's... Missed one there. I'm going to treat this basically as a single object, because they're just pinched together, right? Here we go. All right, now here, I want this to look and feel like a raised object, so we're going to do the inside of it. Right. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll get the idea across, which is really what I'm worried about. So that's you climb up onto it, right? Oh, there's another one. Yeah, the pillars. Definitely want the pillars to be... There we go. Alright. Looking pretty good, I think. Oops, don't want that. Sheep dip. Put that back. Oh, almost missed these ones. And again, I'm just going to treat this as one large contiguous object. All right. All right. Looking all right. Now, what I'm going to basically say is that most of the rocks down by the water aren't actually very tall. They're wide, but not tall, so they don't really constitute anything except difficult terrain. Go. Right. Okay. That's pretty cool, I think. Okay, we're gonna... Okay, we're gonna create a terrain. Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted. Delete. Yeah. Now, how does this work? Yeah, it's draw polygon. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just this. Right? And that gives me a region. It's a terrain mapper. And I click that and change that to... Now, can I just... How do I apply that? Okay, that's... River. Oop, don't pause game. Set terrain. Ah, there we go. So we're going to call that swimming. Okay, there we go. Okay, I get it. So if I click this... Okay, I'm all right with that, you know that? In fact, I think it's actually a little bit... Oops. Can I... If I shift-click, does it go away? No. Okay, once it's turned on, it's on. Yeah, I'm okay with that. There. That's kind of cool. Okay, so then we're going to change this to identity is going to be river. I like that. Okay, and then update region. Okay, cool. And then we're going to say contour. We're going to add a region, right? And this one's just going to be contour. And we're going to say set terrain. Yep. And terrain will be just difficult because it's nothing too tall around here. And the terrain mapper shapes. Oh, no, we're going to go region controls and fill by grid. Huh. Oh, because I didn't. Okay, I see my mistakes. We're going to do this. Yep, go away. And this is contour. Right. So we'll hit save, update region. We're going to click on it and we'll paintify. And we're just going to do this. Right. It really doesn't need to be any more complicated than this. Again, going with the whole close counts thing, right? Go. And again, close counts, right? There we go, right? A few of these things don't have to be crazy about it, but just make a few of them a little more notable. There we go. All right. Yeah. I like that. All right. Oh, I forgot to do the south embankment. There we are. Okay. So the idea here is, muddy banks, kind of, slogging along. So we'll... There we go. And we'll up the other way. Essentially, I'm just tagging any square that's got a mix of water and ground on it, right? Now I think that will give the players something to think about. Almost done this. There we go. All right. All right, what do we got? I think we're pretty much there. Yeah, we're at 3 hours. Just about done the live stream, but good news is just about done the map. So now I need some of them creature thingies. One sec. A message I need to check. Okay. Right. Let's drop some knolls. Yeah, okay, one sec. This is a problem. We're going to delete that. We're going to delete that. Copy and paste to there. Except that that's still wrong. Configure resources always. Why does it keep doing that? That really annoys me. There we are. And you. Where's Corestone? Always. There we go. Always. How many is that? A lot. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Plus the two pack lords. So I'll need to rearrange these two. Okay, we'll rename. Identity is Warlord. Yeah, okay, that's going to be a problem, isn't it? And this is going to be the Spell Lord. There we go. And token disposition hostile. Yep, for sure. And apply. There we go. Hostile. Always. Always. And update. Weird. There. Here we go. Yeah. That should do the job. And then the last thing to do really is put some lights into it. So we'll do that next. Right, oh. Meters, no. 3 and 8. And we'll make this kind of an orangey color, right? Not sure why that got wiggled. A 1 degree occlusion for some reason. Sure. Okay. Oops. No, we don't want that there. And then, okay, so that's the braziers, and then we're going to put some campfires in. And really, what I'm going to do is copy those and just give them a slightly different set of characteristics. Make that 4. And make that 11. We'll call this campfire. Probably should have done that. But anyway, copy. Now that one we're going to cut down by half. Because it's small. Right. There. Nope. And then we want to grab copy. There. Okay. That's pretty cool, honestly. Last thing to do is add a little bit of light down here as well. Right. And this is just going to be no light animation. Ghostly. Well, okay, we'll take a look here in a moment. And the light color is going to be a yellow. And then don't like that. No. No. That works. And then here... same idea, really. Yep, I like that. Copy. 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 And copy. All right. I like that. And yeah. So off in the distance, you can catch your glimmer of catch your glimmer of a campfire. That's cool. All right. Now let's I'm just gonna grab all of them. All right. Okay. Yep, I'm really pleased with that. And we're just going to go down here and grab the group and right click and add them to combat as well. Okay, that's their health bar, right? Interesting. All right. So I think what we're going to do is this. going to set view position. There we go. So when the players drop in, this is what they will see. Alrighty, folks. I think that's it. I think we're done. I mean, I could be hyper fussy and go through the process of, you know, marking every large tree stump as difficult terrain, blah, 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 but... Again, immersion versus submersion. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. That's a good chunk of work done. I think it's a good-looking map. I think it'll, you know, generate an awful lot of fun for the players. And I think it can be used in a lot of other games as just a big open, you know, as a big open fight space. You know, whatever the reason would be. With these two here, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Well, it's not true. What I'll do is I'll be keeping a couple of magic items as secondaries, and that will be what the unique thing that they both do is. They'll have each a magic item. And I'll just set that aside as usable loot. But yeah, that gets... Yeah, I think that could give the players some pause. If they screw this up, they're in deep trouble. If they get it right, it'll be a major win. And we'll see how it goes. It'll be fun to see how this plays out, for sure. There we go. Yeah.